Welcome back. Cold and flu season is ramping up, and that usually means COVID-19 cases are ticking up too. The FDA approved new COVID-19 shots last month. These target the latest variants, and the CDC is recommending adults and kids 6 months and older get one. Let's bring in America Tonight medical contributor, Dr. Omer Awan. Hi, Dr. Awan. Let's start with these updated vaccines. We know the guidance. Who should be making those appointments to get them?
Well, the CDC, as you said, recommends that anyone 6 months of age and older should get them. So anyone who wants to get them should absolutely get the vaccine. We know that vaccines are the best protection against, serious illness, hospitalization, and even death in, now rare circumstances with COVID-19. But really, those that are at highest risk of COVID-19 should absolutely get them. And that means those that are older than 65 years of age, those that have chronic medical conditions like diabetes, heart disease, lung disease, and even those that have immune systems that are compromised. So patients that have cancer, those that are organ transplant recipients, or even, those that are on some medications like steroids. So that's a broad group of people, and that's a lot of people. So hopefully those are the ones that absolutely make their appointments immediately to get the vaccine.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I think people, I remember when it was like trying to get concert tickets to get a vaccine appointment, and now you just walk in, and I think people have forgotten a little bit that they should think about that, especially as we head into the fall. I want to ask you about this post on X. It was shared last week by the former Surgeon General under Donald Trump, Jerome Adams, and then it was reshared by epidemiologist Dr. Eric Feigl. Dr. Adams goes after the FDA for moving up the timeline, but says the map. He says that was good that they moved up the timeline, but he says the map of viral wastewater levels show it was still a policy failure. He says we have yet to acknowledge that COVID isn't behaving like the flu. What are your thoughts?
Well, it is a policy failure. I mean, if you take a look at the data, 1 in 4 people who were eligible to get the COVID-19 updated vaccine last year got the vaccine. So, it's obviously being underused. People aren't getting the vaccine when they should. And, this is a problem. And, this is directly related to the politicization of the vaccine. Let's not be dishonest here. The vaccine was extremely politicized between, the difference between conservative leaders and, more liberal and progressive leaders. And this has resulted in a lot of issues with people having trust in the vaccine. And that, coupled with a lot of misinformation on social media about the efficacy of the vaccines and whether the vaccines can do harm, has led to people being hesitant to get the vaccine. And this has caused a lot of problems with public health. And we forget that vaccines saved millions of lives. Like, research shows that it saved more than 14 million lives. And that's likely an understatement. That's a modest estimate. And just to clarify what that means that 14 million people would not be on this world, or would not be in this world, if it weren't for the vaccines. I mean, that could include myself and you, Maritza, right? So, I mean, the bottom line is that people need to go and get the vaccine.
And I know a lot of folks who have had it recently, myself included. It was no walk in the park. America Tonight medical contributor Dr. Omer Awan, thank you so much. We are back right after this.